Hey y'all, welcome back to another video. For those of you new here, my name is Rochelle, and in today's video I'm going to be talking about how to overcome self-doubt. Now today's hot topic is, would you rather do nothing and get judged or do something and get criticized? Be sure to leave your response in the comment section below, and let's dive right into this video. Now, self-doubt is when you feel unsure about one or more aspects of yourself, according to the dictionary. In other words, you basically lack confidence regarding yourself and your abilities. Now, this mindset can literally hold you back from succeeding and, more importantly, believe in yourself. This was something that I drastically struggled with. Like, there were times where I doubted my abilities, and there were times where I didn't doubt my abilities, right? It was kind of that waiting on others' approval when I didn't doubt myself, but when I had to rely on my own approval, yeah, that doubt sets in, and it was easier for me to give up due to the lack of believing in myself, that lack of confidence. So how did I overcome self-doubt? Well, the first thing I had to do was stop beating myself up. Okay, if you watched my last video, you heard me mention this before, but literally you have to stop beating yourself up and have compassion for yourself. I said this before and I'll say this again. You've already been through so much, okay? You do not need to be hard on yourself, okay? We are literally our own worst critic. We will find something wrong about ourselves, and instead of us having compassion for ourselves and be like, you know what, we're gonna get better at that, we will just go ham and ham and ham and just punch after punch after punch and just keep going, That negative talk, that negative mindsets kick in, right? Because you don't have compassion for yourself. You don't realize that you're human. And I'm human. I had to realize that I'm human. You're human, and you don't need to be hard on yourself. You don't need to be hard on yourself. We all make mistakes, okay? The only perfect person I know is God and Jesus and Holy Spirit, right? Okay? But we all make mistakes, okay? If you're a follower of God and Jesus, you know, like, we all make mistakes. We are human. Nobody on this planet is perfect. They can sit here and smile in your teeth, but behind them is a bag of laundry, okay? It's a bag of laundry, okay? Once you start to have once you stop beating yourself up and have compassion for yourself, it really switches your mindset, right? Are you going to let your doubt control your life now that you have compassion for yourself? Now that you stop beating yourself up, are you going to let your doubt control you? You're probably not. Why? Because your mindset helped you to change the narrative. I had to realize that whatever I told myself is what myself believed, okay? If I told myself that, Shell, you're great, guess what? Shell, you're great. If I told myself, if I looked in the mirror and I didn't like what I saw and I said, oh my gosh, Shell, like, oh my gosh, like, look at your stomach today. Like, oh my God, like, why did you eat so much food? Why da-da-da-da? Guess what was happening? My whole mindset started being negative. The whole narrative for the day was not narrative. I started not believing in myself anymore. And in my last video, I quoted that a negative mind will never give you a positive life. And guess what? That's the same thing when it comes to doubting yourself, okay? If you have a business idea and you sit here and you talk yourself out of that business idea like I did, guilty of doing that because it's not doing like how you thought it would do, I'm telling you, like, you're literally just messing yourself up. You have to change that narrative. Doubt is negative, okay? And I personally believe doubt is lack is linked to fear, all right? Doubt is linked to fear. Why is it linked to fear? Because you start to vibrate on a lower frequency and being negative with everything, and that equals to you giving up and never starting what you wanted to start. So you have to change that narrative. First, you have to have compassion with yourself. Tell yourself it's okay. I'm human. If you make a mistake, great, right? But now that you're changing the narrative, you're going to forgive yourself for doubting yourself. And we're going to change the narrative moving forward, right? We're not going to doubt ourselves anymore. We're going to change our mindset. And if I believe it, I can do it, right? You have to literally speak life into yourself. You can't rely on others, only others to speak life into you. And when you're speaking life into yourself, you're being mindful of what you're thinking and knowing that the narrator in your head, if you have a narrator, I heard that not a lot of people have a voice in their head, I think. But like, I have a narrator in my head, and that narrator is just the narrator, okay? They are not me. My thoughts are not me. Your thoughts are not you. I had to change the narrative. I had to change it from a negative narrative to a positive narrative. And I know that it's not going to be easy, and there are going to be times where I'm, thugging and pulling. That's what I was saying at the beginning of the video, right? Where there were times where I did believe in myself, and then there were times when if the ability felt a little bit too difficult, I didn't believe in myself. But I knew that I had to continue believing in myself and overcome that doubt and know that it was going to be worth it in the end. It's going to be worth it in the end. Why? Because it's worth it. Why? Because you're worth it. I'm worth it. And I had to stick through. The next thing I had to do was stop comparing myself to others. And let me tell y'all a quick little story. I started a business about 3 years ago. And when I started my business, it was just so much going on in my life. I was in a transitional period. I had just left college. I was trying to find a place to live. And I had just started my business before I left college, And then I started to compare my business to other businesses. I didn't even know these people who had their business, but I started comparing my business to their business. Next thing you know, I'm closing shop. I sure closed my shop. Why? Because I was like, oh, my Instagram for my business isn't growing fast enough. The revenue isn't coming in fast enough. When I tell y'all that comparing yourself is like stealing joy from your life, bro, everyone is on a different journey. Everyone's timing is different. And one thing about my God, his timing is perfect. But at that time in my life, I did not realize that. I felt like my achievements was not good enough, and that if they're doing good and their business is doing good, I should be doing good too. But it wasn't. It was not. So please do not compare yourself, and remind yourself of your achievements. And I'm not saying focus on the past, because you don't want to focus on the past too much, but you do want to look at your achievements and just know, okay, this is my journey. This is my path, okay? Everybody's path to get to success is going to look differently. But one thing that they have, everybody's path to success, who actually make it, that have in common, is that they didn't give up. They kept believing in themselves and not letting that doubt set in. And when doubt does set in, when doubt is starting to set in, that means you need to start believing a little harder, okay? I'm speaking of my experience, okay? And I mentioned don't focus on the past. And as I said, it's good to look back at your achievements, but the most important thing to do is to stay present. Y'all knew I was gonna say that, okay? Y'all know I love being a mindful person. Yes, staying present, okay? Use your past as a motivation. Even if it didn't go right the first time, you are aware that this is the present moment and anything is possible. I'm going to talk about God for a second, right? Because when I was on my own time and not on God's time, I sure did felt like nothing was going right. I sure did. And I was not present, and I was not happy. I was not okay, and I felt like nothing was possible. But you know what the Bible says, that with God, anything is possible. And with man, everything seems impossible. So therefore, just know that we're going to be present, right? We're going to look at the past, but we're going to use the past as a stepping stone, because I know next time when I try, and next time when I do this again, it might not have worked the first time, it might not work the second, the third, or the fourth, but this fifth time that I'm trying, I'm trying, it's gonna be possible. It's gonna be possible, okay? And with that being said, you gotta stop caring about what other people's opinion of you, okay? That's something I also struggled with. I always cared about what people were thinking, what they were saying. I needed their opinion to do this and that and this and that. And while people's opinion can be good, especially if you're trying to get like feedback with certain things, it can be bad, because like now what they're saying to you, now you feel like you need to change yourself and all that stuff. Yeah, don't care about their opinion. At the end of the day, no matter how good you're doing or how bad you're doing, someone's gonna always find something to say about you. Always, okay? Next, y'all know I'm gonna say this: seek professional help, okay? If you find yourself in this, path of life where you feel like you can't do it alone, please talk to somebody. It's okay to ask for help, and it's okay to feel how you feel. Just please go seek professional help. They can help you get through that, okay? Now, next, I had to start doing things that made me happy as well. So whether that's journaling, working out, walking, doing anything that's gonna help boost my confidence, okay? You want to boost your self-esteem, because when you doubt yourself, it really does affect your self-esteem, and now you're turning to others for validation when you should be looking inwards for validation. So I started working out, I started journaling, I started reading more personal development book while talking to a professional as well. That really helped me on this journey of overcoming self-doubt. You also want to surround yourself with supportive people, especially if you're trying to start a business and you just want that positive, welcoming peace and love around you. You don't need no toxic people bringing you down, telling you don't got this, you can't do this. You don't need that. You don't need nobody that's going to make you feel bad, especially if you're trying to pull yourself out of that, okay? You just need to be around positive people and supportive people. That's really all you need. And lastly, God, okay? God really helped me overcome self-doubt. I mentioned this a few times throughout my video, but he really did. Once I started getting closer to God, and I'm still in the process of building my relationship with God, I realized that I can do anything. I'm the only person that's holding myself back, and that is something that I struggle with, okay? I feel like, oh, my video quality is not good enough, oh, this isn't good enough, oh, this isn't good enough, nobody's gonna like hearing me talk about this thing. Why would someone listen to me talk about how I'm telling y'all, these are things that ran through my mind before I started making these videos. But I had to realize, bro, that if God put this vision in me, why am I doubting my vision? Why am I doubting what he's telling me to do? You see what I'm saying? You really have to just hone in with yourself. Be nice to yourself. Okay? Know that you got this. It may not be perfect in the beginning, but you're not perfect, okay? You just want to work with something to get where you need to be. And I'm telling you, once you get where you need to be, you're going to look back and you're going to be so proud of yourself that you overcame those stuff. Because I'm telling you, when I look back to 2-3 years ago, when I didn't believe in myself, when I didn't want to go to the gym to work out, about almost 4 years ago when I first went to the gym, I was scared because I didn't know how to work none of those machines. But I knew that I'm here to change my life. I don't care if everybody want to walk around and judge me because my form is wrong or whatever in the gym. At the end of the day, I had to overcome myself. I had to overcome all the doubts that I had in my mind and in my head. And what happened? I'm here today as a witness, a testimony of my journey to overcoming self-doubt. And I'm telling y'all, it's sometimes it's a daily struggle, but it's a process of learning. We're not gonna let nothing stop us, okay? Cause who? Oh, okay. Yes, but I really hope this video was helpful. to you and how you can overcome self-doubt as well. As I said, it's really just changing that narrative, changing your mindset, and just have compassion for yourself, and just know that at the end of the day, the confidence comes from within. Okay, you can't look for somebody else to give you the confidence. You have to build it within yourself first. So I really hope you found this video helpful. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.